Good morning. I am Faith. Earlier, you started a journey with me to escape and be forever free. Here we're aiming to return to our best state of wholeness. Wholeness in our physical, mental, and spiritual well being. In our last three videos, we met, we got educated on the Sabbath. We also started to think about our physical well being and our spiritual well being. Last video, the latest and the last one, we looked at our physical well being, started to examine what the Bible has to teach us about these areas of our lives. And we started to reflect, guided by the blueprint, on what it is that our Maker desires of us to do as it relates to the gift of our body that He has created us in. And today, as we promised, we would be looking at practical ways that we can escape some of the maladies that affect our physical well being. And in particular, we will start with exercise. So, our first practical step is exercise. So the aim of this video is for us to look at some of the steps we can take to be practical in making and keeping a healthy exercise routine. So I go straight to it. Tips for exercise. I've written them down so that I will not be forgetting things that are relevant. I want to make sure I educate you well on this. First, three important things to bear in mind and to be guided by when making your exercise routine or plans. One, find a schedule that you can be consistent in. I cannot say it enough. 3/4 of your exercise success, yes, I'm being that bold, depends on your consistency, not the amount of routine activities, not the intensity of the routine activities and the laborsomeness and the strain that you allow your body to go through as you intensify it. None of these things are half as important to your exercise routine being successful as is consistency. So please, first thing you're going to do is make sure you choose a time that you can be consistent with. Choose timings in terms of times of day and timing in terms of the days of the week that you know you can commit to consistently enough. So that's one. Two, build a plan / exercise routine, a workout plan that caters to your body's core physical areas. So when you're planning your exercise activities, make sure that you're covering the core areas of your body in that exercise routine. And three, build a program for the phase that you are at. If you are just starting to exercise, it has not been a part of your lifestyle habit before, you are at the beginner stage. Choose exercise activities and plan exercise routines that cater to the phase that you're at. Remember also, in addition to your physical preparedness for exercise, mental preparedness is also very relevant. So you have to give your mind time to adjust to the discipline of having an exercise routine and sticking to it. More than a third of the next quarter of the exercise routine, of the next half of the exercise routine process, is truly your discipline. And that is why consistency is what you're going to bear in mind most. So we've just looked at 3 important points that you will be guided by when you start your exercise lifestyle habits. One, and first important and most important, choose a routine that you can be consistent with. 2, build and plan a workout that caters to your body core areas. Core areas would be your upper body and your lower body, to give you a simple idea. And 3, plan your exercise routine for the phase that you're at. If you're just starting, you're at beginner's phase. If you also had an active exercise lifestyle in the past, but have slacked off a lot and for a long time, you are also at beginner's phase, at least for a while. And as we build, we can increase our exercise routine, and now we would be moving to our growth and maintenance phase. All right? So before I go to the other segment of it, when you're planning your exercise routine, I cannot emphasize enough, always have your water as a part of that routine, which you will sip in between your exercise activities. So you will sip at intervals as you exercise. Water is a very important part of your exercise plan, so make sure you have that in it. Okay, so we've looked at the 3 core guidelines. Starting out now with your exercise, we are going to plan it as if we are beginners, and if you're not beginners, there's also guidance for you as to how you can create a routine. So recommending 2 days per week for the beginners. If you're a beginner, do a 2 days per week exercise routine. What would that look like? So day 1, you would work out. Let's say you start on Monday, you work out. On Tuesday and Wednesdays, that will be your off days, rest. You pick up back again on day 4, which would be your Thursday, and you would work out. And then on Friday and Sabbath, you will be off, you rest. And on Sunday, you will do active rest, like you would clean your house, do your laundry, you know, all the things that you could do around the home to take care of the home and get the home back in a, you know, orderly, tidy recovery mode from the work week, right? So the active rest would be that Sunday. Again, 2 days workout week for those who are beginners. Day 1, workout. Day 2 and 3, you're off. Day 4, workout again. Did I get it right? Day 4, workout again. That is if you're starting on Monday, that is. And day 5 and 6, which would be Friday and Saturday, you would rest. And then go back to Sunday again, you would do active rest. So you wouldn't be totally off. You're to get active, you know, do your chores around the house and work your muscles and your cardio another way. For the growth and maintenance phase, and before I go to growth and maintenance, so that beginner person who I just gave a description of routine for, I would recommend that you do that, you stay in that beginner's phase and stick to that beginner's phase rather for at least a month. Because what we want to do is build endurance, consistency, and discipline. So we want to give our muscles and our mind enough time, our body, our physical body, and our mental state enough time to prepare, to adjust, and to adopt this discipline. All right, so exercise routine is not something that we rush into. You know, it's a timely process, and if you truly want to be successful and consistent, take it slowly at the beginning. Pace yourself well. So we've done a month now, and we're now into growth and maintenance stage rather. This is the type of routine I will suggest. Remember, it's only a month, so there's still building going on in your mind, and there's still preparation and getting used to going on in your muscles. So what do I suggest? I suggest a 3 days full body workout. What would that look like? It would be 3 days active rest, 3 days of full workout, 3 days active rest, and 1 day totally off. So when we're in the growth and maintenance stage, 3 days of full workout would be day 1, workout. Day 2, rest. Day 3, workout. Day 4, active rest. Get busy around the house. Day 5, workout. Day 6, active rest again. And day 7, rest and be off. So what is this looking like? Day 1, workout. That's Sunday. Sunday, workout. Monday, rest. You're off. Tuesday, workout. Thursday, rest. Tuesday, workout, Wednesday, not Thursday. Wednesday, active rest. Clean the bathroom, tidy your room, do some spring cleaning, mow the lawn. That's day 4, Wednesday. Day 5, workout. Day, which is Thursday. Day 5, Thursday, workout. Day 6, back to active rest. And day 7, Sabbath, rest. You're totally off. So that is what a maintenance or growth phase would look like. So when you've transitioned, when you've grown into that phase of your exercise habit, then you can have that full body workout for that 3 days of workout, 3 days of active rest, 1 day totally off lifestyle habit. There's also another approach you can take, which is splitting your workout routine into upper body and lower body split. So we could use the same days as we did in our maintenance and growth example that we just spoke about. And 1 day you do upper body, the next day you do lower body. You do the rest off. The next day you take on exercise, you do upper body, and the following day you do lower body. For example, let's look at a workout split option. Let's say on Sunday you were to do your upper body. On Monday you would do your lower body. On Tuesday you would rest. And on Thursday you do your upper body. On Friday you do your lower body. On Saturday you'd be off, so that would be your rest day, and on Sunday you would do active rest. So in this routine we are seeing that you have 2 days back to back of workouts, a day of rest in between, and then the final phase of it you have a day of active rest, which is the last day of that routine week. So that's one of the way you can also organize your routine plan. All right, continuing on the education, you would have now chosen a schedule, which is the days that we just discussed, and you would know what time of day you would do that according to what's good for you. Morning is great with the fresh air and the clean oxygen for you to breathe in. Open up your windows if you're going to do it inside your home, or if you can go outside on your balcony or whatever you have that allows you to access fresh air. That would be good, at least for the warm-up part where you breathe in and you get some of the fresh air to come back inside and do your routine. So having chosen a schedule, the next thing that you would want to do is plan your exercise routine activities, your workout activities. In your workout activities, we want to ensure that the major areas of our body are covered. We want to ensure that the major areas of our body are covered. And we're going to look and see what are those major areas that we're referring to. Okay, so the major areas that we're talking about, as I kind of alluded earlier, are our upper body area and our lower body area, to keep it simple. What would that involve? That would involve our arms and shoulders. Arms and shoulders. Shoulders are referred to in the exercise world as delts. Our arms and shoulders have two core areas that we target. Our biceps, which are the inner arm area, and our triceps, which are the outer arm area. So when we're doing our upper body, we want to make sure that our shoulders and our biceps and our triceps are being worked. We also want to ensure that our chest and our back and our core are also being worked. What does those areas include on physical body parts? Our chest, well, for us ladies, you know, it involves this area. And from my experience, my advice would be that we take it less intense with the chest routines than the males do. Because if we're not trying to do bodybuilding, some of the levels of intense chest workouts, in my opinion and my experience, are not as necessary for us ladies. So for our chest area, called the pecs, we want to make sure rather that those areas are covered. We also want to make sure our back, our lats, are also catered to. In our exercise routine, we can cater to our lats with movement that even go forward, that it doesn't have to be backward, even movements that go down. We will learn that as we go along. And we want to also make sure that our core, ribs here, side areas here, abs here, are also catered to. So our back included all of this area. So now our core would include our rib cage area here and what surrounds it here, the muscles in between, and our obliques and our abs. Our obliques and abs are what we'll try to cover in our core. And then the final area, so those are two areas so far. So the upper area included so far our arms, our biceps, triceps, our shoulders, our abs, our obliques, our lats, and we also have our lower body area, which would include our glutes, that's our butt, so butt movements, right? Our glutes, our butt area that here. It would also include our legs, leg movements, leg work, our calves, right? And then it would also include our thighs, all right? So all our quads, we want to make sure that they're well worked, and we want to make sure that our thighs would include the frontal area, right? So we have our hamstring that we have at the back that we want to make sure we properly work, right? And we have our quads at the front that we want to make sure that we properly work on our thighs. All right, so those are the three main areas of our body that we try to cater to. They really fit into two main areas, which are upper body and lower body. So the upper body is the bigger list of areas, and then the lower body includes the legs, thighs, and our glutes. And our upper body, as we said earlier, arms, shoulders, chest, back, and our core. So when you're planning your exercise routine, which is step 2 in the process, that you choose a schedule, now you plan your routine, make sure that those core areas that I just mentioned are all catered to. You can either choose to cater to them on a day by day, as I described in the routine earlier, way, or you could also do a combo. Personally, I like to use a combo approach to my exercise routine. So I tend to do upper body, core, and lower body at the same time very often. Not always, but very often. So before we go to look at the full body workouts sample that I would like to give you some demonstration on. We want to make note of another important step in our exercise planning, and that is warm up and cool down routine. When you are planning your exercise program, make sure you schedule time to warm up and time to cool down. Guys, this is the key to motivating yourself to want to continue the next day and for the rest of the week. Why do I say that? Because when we do cool down and warm up activity, it really does wonderful work for conditioning your muscles. And when your muscles are well conditioned and your heart as well is well conditioned, it helps you to endure and to carry out the work, the exercise routine in a way that your body is less stressed. So it reduces sore muscles, it reduces the incidence of sore muscles and overworked areas. And because why is that it truly prepares your body for the movements, and it really prepares your body to start the movements at the beginning of your routine, and it prepares your body to end the movements at the end of your routine. And when you do that for your body really truly thanks you for it, and as a result you have less sore muscles, so you don't have to go to work holding on to your tie and bending over like an old person because your back is hurting you. I mean, exercise is supposed to help us to feel better, move better, and be better than others. So I don't think it would make sense that at the end of our exercise routine, others who are not exercising are jumping over chairs and walking up straight and skipping up and down stairs at work while you are holding your back and crouching over your waist. And you should be the healthier, fitter person. So you should be taking those stairs two at a time. You should be um cutting that tent without holding on to the tie and the back and the hamstring. It doesn't make sense for me. I don't know if it makes sense for you, but it doesn't. So I cannot overemphasize. Warm up and cool down takes care of that entirely. It's a perfect remedy for making sure that when you exercise, you can enjoy the benefits shortly after. You don't have to go into recovery mode for a week and 3 days, and because that in itself is a killer for consistency. When you're so sore that you have to rest for days from your exercise routine, that is one of the main culprits that leads persons who want to build an active and healthy exercise habit lifestyle to lose it. Because with those consistency of sore muscles and that consistency of taking a break, you consistently end up not exercising. So make sure you plan for warm up. Your warm up activity should be at least 8 to 10 minutes, at least 5 to 10 minutes of preparing your muscles for movement. Simple movement stretches are a big part of your warm up, and a little cardiovascular is good for your warm up as well. And then your cool down activities, you can do just about the same thing you did in your warm up activities, except you do them with less intensity and maybe a smaller quantity of them. Well, that's my practice. So those are the core guidelines for doing your exercise. Plan, schedule, and